Okay, welcome to a intro to Tanya Eliza's social media training. So Team Vitality call for January 30th. And I'm just going to dive right into it because I have a bunch of prompts, etc. in there. So I'm going to share my screen. I made slides actually, and I'm inspired by Tara to do that because when she's done her team calls, at least half of the time, she's created slides, and I found it really, really helpful and to have that direction and whatnot. When I was doing this training, which was a training that I got for free, it was 1 hour and it was on Tuesday. It was at Tuesday at noon, and so I used my lunch break, and I was taking snapshots of the screen as she went, and I realized I was not going to be able to transfer those onto something really visual. So I just basically typed them all out. So they're absolutely borrowed from her. And anyways, and so I've typed them out and I've done them in the aesthetic that I'm looking to do for my ongoing like social media presence. So share screen. Where is that? There we are. And test up. And share. Share. Okay. So, all right. I love Google Slides so much. Okay, here we go. So it was a very much like, I don't want to say it was an advertisement. It was like an overview of what she can offer. And she gave you these little snippets. And there was a point about maybe a third of the way through, I was like, I'm in, and I'm going to show you why. Okay. So first of all, Tara mentioned Tanya Eliza a year ago to me, and I said no, because the timing was not right for me at the time. I was very in depth with Eric Worre training and just all of the things that we learned through LifeVantage. And so I said no. So if this is not right for you right now, that is fine. It is totally fine. I am ready to go next level, right? As I know Tara is as well, but I have not been ready to do that for until about 6 months ago, right? Where I was like, okay, I can actually see the vision. I know where I'm going, and that this is what I want to do. So now I'm open to more things in terms of personal development, different ways of doing this. Also, this is just one way to do this. Okay, so she's just one way. I am still talking to people in person. As a matter of fact, I was walking with one of the education assistants after school. We've just met this year, but she has talked about like my working out and whatnot. And we're walking to go pick up our kids at the school next door, and we just end up talking about. I mentioned my business. What is it? And she's like, I will email you tonight. She's like, I want to know more about that. So it does not replace the face-to-face or the belly-to-belly or knee-to-knee or whatever you want to call it, but this is just another thing that you can add to your toolbox if it's right for you right now. So a lot of this is just taken from from her slides, and I'll go over it. But the the thing that she is coaching is, if your goal is to professionally sell more products on social media, and she made a ton of errors. I did not add her bio and everything here because you can find that out. And actually, she does have the replay that I watched available for free for a short time. And I will post that on both Team Global Aloha and Team Vitality so that you can just hear it from her instead. But she is not a smoke blower or a get rich quick person. She failed and failed and failed and failed until she learned how to hone her skills. And there's some amazing, amazing things in here. And again, this is just a brief overview. Tara and I have both agreed that we are going to delve into this after Cancun, and we will report back. And of course, if you want to join us, we would be very, very happy about that. So if you want more teammates, which I think most of us do, most of us want more teammates. If you're frustrated with your warm market and want to expand beyond that, that is not my case. That's not for me in all my cases, but I am a bit frustrated with the horse market response. I know it will take time, but I feel like that is a market that this will really work for, and I will actually show you some of the things I've set up here for that. So I'm not frustrated with my warm market, but I am ready to expand beyond it. You have a long-term vision for your business. I do. Woo-woo. And you understand that with any big reward, there's going to be some work involved, and time, and patience, and skill building, and all of those things. As we know from your first year in network marketing, the most important thing you can do in the first year is just not quit. Right. So, because statistics say that 60% of people will quit in their first year. So, that is the main thing is just not to quit after the first year, as long as you're also doing the other skills. You don't just sit there and do nothing, because of course it is network marketing. It is not net wish marketing. So, and you want to position yourself as a credible authority for who people naturally want to do business with. Who doesn't want that? So that is something that I've been inadvertently working towards for probably the last 8 months, since I really started looking at attraction marketing, right? And if you are super busy, yes, and you need more leveraged way to build your business. And there are both unpaid and paid ways to do this. I'm not, we'll get to that in a few minutes. Okay. So this whole training was based around Facebook, and here's why. Location, location, location. This is the first rule of business. You go to where the people are, and you want to position yourself in front of people who are looking for solutions. So for Tanya, because we're on a first name basis now, okay, lifestyle is number one priority, and that has a huge thing to do with attraction marketing. And then your impact is another. How are you helping people? This is often, lifestyle is a great why, but I feel like impact is a deeper one. Can we change people's health? Yes. Can we change their wealth? Yes. Can we do both? Yes. Can we give them hope and become better people, and all, it's all there. Okay. So I think impact, to be honest, for me, impact would probably be number one, but she's the expert, so I'm not going to argue with her. Okay. What not to do and why. And I know that some of us have done these things, right? So she, again, started in 2010, is now $1 million a year earner, and has a whole bunch of credentials as well. So she does put her money where her mouth is. You do not post all about your amazing products and links to your replicated website with photos and hey and all that kind of stuff. You do not share all types of YouTube videos about how great our products are. So third party is a bit different, right? But I have really strayed away, even though we have so many good videos, especially with like Dr. Brian now. He's wonderful. But there's still LifeVantage videos. And so for many, many people, they're not going to work. Change the name of your employer to reflect your company name. I totally did this. I was like Pro2 at LifeVantage on my Facebook page, my personal page. Pro3, actually no, I changed it before I hit Pro3, and that had a lot to do with some of the social media trainings that we did. And then you go into groups and other pages and start posting about how awesome our products are with links to your site. So we don't want to do that. And we know most of this from the code training. So why? And this is what happened to her, and it certainly can happen to everybody else. Some of your friends will unfriend you because they're so tired of being spammed. And we've all seen these people on social media who are spamming, and nobody likes that. If you do it too much, Facebook will flag your account as spam and lock you out. So my sister-in-law is with a different network marketing company, and they were so bad at spamming that their entire company got locked out of Facebook for their links. They were no longer allowed on, and I think that's still the case. So she has to do, so now it's funny, in our conversations, she's now moving towards attraction marketing, which is great. But at the same time, it was just, anyways, yeah, locked out. I said, oh my gosh, this is a sign. You should not be doing that, right? No one will buy your products or join you, right? Because you're too salesy, sometimes kind of sleazy, and you'll become a spammer, and most people hate that. Okay, now since she has learned how to market on Facebook properly, built $1 million business, she's been asked to share her strategies in groups. People want to put her in books. She gets extremely high engagement on her posts, and she has figured out a way to automate all of this so that she wakes up every morning with 20 plus leads just coming to her. This is a bit more advanced. I'm not ready to do this yet, but I want to learn how to do it so that I'm here at the end of the year with all of these things in place. Okay, So basically what we're looking at is cold market prospecting. I know Brandon Cunningham just did a LifeVantage training on cold market prospecting, but essentially what we want to be doing is moving from cold market, where people don't know you, into warm market, where they do know you, into hot market, where they buy. Right? And we want to move them through that, as fast as possible, so that we can help them the fastest, right? It really does come down to that. And I hope that's the message that you get from my Zoom, from this call, is that it is about helping as many people as quickly as possible. Okay, she has 6 steps that she includes, okay, in this recruiting process. The first is your hub and community and creating that. Second is your target prospecting, which is the thing that made me go, I'm paying attention. Your prospecting communication, how you communicate with those people, your valuable and compelling offer, which I know Tara has experimented with a bit and she's going to talk about a little bit later, your follow-up and close, and then how you engage with people with your content and posts. Okay, how your hub and community. Have a good-looking fan or Facebook business page. So we have done a great training. Tara did a great training on that last May, I want to say, about doing a cleanup on your Facebook page, and I changed a bunch of things after that. This was new to me. Do not run your business from your personal page or from your personal messenger. And I have just fallen into this trap. So one of the things that has happened, so I was on this during the social media training. I heard that once you get around 2,000, something special happens. Well, what happens is you get a lot more friend requests. Like, that's what happens. Like it went kind of viral, and I was waking up. I mean, last weekend, I think I had like 100 new Facebook requests, and I carefully vetted them. But then I also realized that, and I have a funneling system, right? So friend, page likes, and then whoever likes my page, I then invite them into activating you. And let's say I've befriended 100 people last weekend, and I'd say 40 of them liked my pages. And now in the last week, I have added, I think, 18 people to activating you. And you can see it because it's all in the welcome message. But I don't know if they're actually people that are going to buy, or they're just doing whatever, because it was almost like, we're going to talk a bit about like the fishing pond, right? I'm out in the ocean there, right? And most of them are not my ideal customer, right? So, which I'll talk about in a minute, because I've spent a lot of time thinking about who is my ideal customer. And I have some notes, and I don't think I can see them in this presentation. So I'm going to have to be like, okay, I'm going to flip back. Okay. But the reason you want to message only from your business page is because it's a business and it's more professional, right? I thought, oh, brain explosion, super great. Your targeted prospecting. This is something we've been asked to do so many times by LifeVantage, or at least in the trainings I've done, and it's like, and I've always been like, oh, well, she's a mom and she's this and that. I now absolutely, this get inside their head thing was like, click, I get it. With the Eric Worre social media training, which is absolutely fabulous, one of the things they said, pick 3 things, and you're going to focus on those 3 things on your personal profile, so that you'll attract people that are like-minded, whatnot. And that has absolutely worked. I have to say, like, training for this half marathon has been one of the best things that I've ever done for my business, right? Because people are seeing the changes in me, they're being inspired, they're cheering me on. So that's another great one, right? Horses are another one, family's another one, friends, like going out and having a good time is another one, right? But what keeps them up? What's bugging them? So I'm just gonna escape from here because I can't see my notes, and so you're gonna see them, right? So I have picked my person, okay? So she's female, she's 40 to 60 years old. She's been in management in some way, shape, or form, whether it's in a volunteer capacity, whether it is in HR, whether it's being a team lead somewhere, but she's already been in charge in some way. And this was a totally new thing for me to think about, because I do want to attract leaders, right? I want to attract people who are interested in personal development, who are interested in serving others, who are good with people. This one too, I've always kind of felt this, but I didn't articulate it. She feels youthful on the inside, but her body feels like it's aging. Okay, that's the type of person that I want. And I've also had a few people that have been in Activating You that I maybe knew 10 years ago, and now they're starting to come and talk to me. It's like, your story is actually really resonating with me. I want people for whom my story is resonating, and so that it can help them in the same way. She's fed up with being undervalued at her job. Okay, I am incredibly valued at my job, but I work twice as hard as the men in my department because I'm better at my job than them. Okay, and it's frustrating because they get to leave at 3 o'clock and I'm there till 5 because I'm doing all these other things because I'm fed up and I'm ready to appeal to that woman. She's well liked by others and has a positive outlook on life. I don't want to transform anybody in that way, right? I feel like everybody can change. I'm a counselor. It's my job is to help people change, right? But I'm not necessarily looking for a project, right? That's not what I want. And she's also resilient and coachable, right? Because as we know, this business can be really tough sometimes, but can also be like elating at sometimes. Okay. I'm gonna go back to present because that looks nicer. Okay, so I've sat down and I've thought about this, and now I want to get inside her head, right? And my Facebook posts on my regular page are going to be geared towards that, as well as like the other things that I would do. But this is all about branding, right? Now, I picked this blue and this font on purpose. So I have spent a little bit of time after Jenny Crane, her team call, and all those snapshots that I took of her vibe. Her vibe is not my vibe, right? But I'm figuring out what mine is. I love this blue. I love this blue for this. I am using the same font for all of my photos it's called Noteworthy. I could not find Noteworthy anywhere else. So now I was like, okay, I don't always have to use the same font, but I'm going to continue to use similar ones. And so I found one called Lemonada with a similar blue thing on Canva, right? So I do a lot of, like when I made my John C. Maxwell quote. Interestingly enough, I've always been a bit opposed to power posts because I think a lot of memes are cheesy. However, that response attracted 3 women that I've never met that are also entrepreneurial, and they wanted to be my friend. So I am no longer worried about that. So I've decided I'm doing Power Post Mondays, where I take something I've read or something and I'm going to make a beautiful blue in the same font so that people know what to expect from me on Mondays in terms of motivation. Motivation Mondays. Woo, woo, that's even better than Power Post. Okay. So then the next one, how can you help them? We have solutions for all of the things that I was just talking about. So I will be creating curiosity around the fact that I have those solutions. And then we go find them using the Audience Insights tool, which I'm going to hopefully show you. I did a practice run earlier and I've made one for horses. So I will go through that process really quickly. I even inserted a link. Oh. And this tool is going to show you where the fishing holes are. This is an unbelievable tool. So like I said earlier, I was accepting about 70% of the Facebook requests, but to be honest, most of them were from men. And then they would message me up right away. The ones that did, let's say 20 out of the 70 messaged me up right away. Some of them were like clearly looking for things I'm not offering, right? So I put them through Rapid Funnel, but they didn't click on it. So then, and I've actually blocked a bunch of them because I'm just not interested in continuing a conversation. And there's some that I've had some conversations with, but then I realized, oh my gosh, they didn't like my Facebook page. So again, why am I wasting time talking to people that aren't interested? So there's a lot of lonely people on Facebook, and if they can find connections, that's great, but that's not what I'm doing with my business. So I realized I was in the ocean, right? But I really want to be in a pond, right? I want to be a pond full of fish that are interested. She uses the fish thing. I'm a little uncomfortable about it, but it does. I mean, we always say big fish in a little pond, that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to go with that. But the Audience Insights tool shows you where the fishing holes are for your targeted prospect, right? You're targeting prospect, which is just so smart and so efficient. And I cannot wait to get started. Okay. So here we go. So we're going to go to Tara. Have you done this before? Have you done the Facebook Audience Insight thing?
A little bit, but not. I've done it on. I'm actually really excited to listen to this. So
okay.
We'll see.
Okay, great.
Let me go.
So this is my Facebook business page for my horse, right? For the horse market. I got activate your horse. Woo, woo. Okay. So I'm going to go to Ad Center. I'm going to click on it. Now I have 2 Facebook business pages. And so I have 2 people that 2 groups that I am marketing towards. Okay. So the first one is the person that I'm talking to, and that's my Christy Able to Help page. Now my idea for this is for the horse page is like, it's way bigger because it's not just females. It's not between age 40 and 60. So I'll do this for both, but I'm going to show you the horse one because I've already done it. So here's my horse page, and I go to more, and then I go to Ad Center. Okay. And then I go to audiences, and let's create one. So I've done one for my horse market, but I want to show you how to do it. Now I haven't gone much further other than creating the audience because it's just an intro training. So once we do the rest of the training, we will report back. So I want to create an audience. Let's say I want to do, equine. I want to do equine lovers. Okay. And I want genders. I want people, let's see, I'm going to go over.
Hey, Christy.
Yeah.
Hey, Christy, another idea you could do would be like equine massage therapist or farriers.
Let's do that. Oh, yeah. Let's go farriers. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, farriers. I'll go, since I'm going to reduce this a little bit. Great. Yeah, because the other one that I've already done is like equine illness, and I think equine, I can't remember, something else. Anyways, okay, so I want Canada, but I also want USA. Go to the United States, and it's going to tell me, oh, my selection is too broad. There are too many things about farriers, and this requires a large budget. Okay, so I'm going to maybe I'll reduce this. So you basically fiddle around with it, and then it's going to give you this kind of targeted, too broad still. Wow, farriers is big. Okay.
Why don't you shorten like 35 to 45?
You know what the problem is? I didn't put in the things here.
I'll go back to mute.
Because it's basically going everywhere on oh, look at this. Okay, so I put in farrier. I did the wrong part. So I'm calling it farriers. Now I go down to farrier, and oh, I got no results, but it says that my audience is defined now to 40, not 4, under 500,000 people. So we can add different ones. Let's go equine massage. Okay. And we can also browse it, right? Okay, equine massage, and now we're at 530. Okay, and so basically I've got 500,000 people now that I can advertise to, because they're also in they're in other groups on Facebook here. So then this is where I'm going to stop, right? But then once you get further, it will then give you the groups of people that are also in these farrier groups. You join the groups, and then you start conversations. So basically now I've tapped into the horse market, and there's actually ways to automate this and whatnot, which is more advanced than anything I'm going to show you today, and also more advanced than anything I'm ready to do right now. But isn't that so cool? So Tanya uses the example of weight loss, right? So weight loss or keto or whatever. I've actually met some people in my keto group that are now in Activating You because they were talking about having problems with constipation. And I was like, well, I got something for that, and now we're friends, and we're chatting a little bit, and they're in Activating You. So I have used that, like find the people that you have things in common with. comment, be a content creator, not just an observer, have conversations with people who are making great posts, that kind of stuff. I've already been doing that, but this is just a like faster, grander, and I feel like just more organized, right? So, okay, going back. Okay, so we want to fill in the details of the people you want to attract. And then again, once we've done the training, we will come back and do a whole thing on this if you find that it's valuable. So go back to, oh, I don't even care. We'll just go down here. Oh, here we go. Okay, so now we have our prospecting communication. There's two ways to do this. There's free and paid ads. Have not gone this far. Okay, but the free way of doing this is active prospecting. And that is to get the groups that you want to join, and then you go in and you do the work. Okay, you're doing the work, you're doing this active process of friending people, chatting with them. And she has a whole bunch of scripts, which we're going to get, right, on how to do this. And then passive is the paid ads. And that is creating a funnel based on the rest of the training. So she does have social media scripts that convert. Again, we will be getting those and sharing those. You go to page ideas that the audience insight tools recommends. And if it's a good fit, you like that group, and then you engage in the group. You find people that are leaving great comments, right? Who is actively in there? Who is interested? Who is participating? And how do you connect and get them interested? You like their comment and maybe reply with something short, right? But you're going to comment from your business page, Christy Able to Help Horses, or whatever your page is. You're going to go to their profile and do a little research. You then send them a message, compliment them, find a common ground, and ask questions. Hey, Diane, I liked your comment on Blank's page. It's such a great community. How did you find her page? I used this today. So I am doing this wonderful thing that I'm loving, loving, loving called the 21 Days of Abundance. And it is exactly what I need right now. And I just finished doing the exercises today, but I've been listening. It's a Deepak Chopra thing. And it is like, one of my goals is to be debt free, like credit card debt and all that kind of free by the end of the year. And it's absolutely fitting in that. And my friend Denise, who's wonderful, was the one who connected me. I've connected a few people from my team. If you're interested, please message me and I'll add you. But one woman, I friended her, she messaged me back and she's like, hey, we both know Denise. I said almost exactly this. I was like, how are you finding the 21 days? And now we're having a conversation about it. And she's a business coach and something in Prince George. So it's like, I don't know. And it's fun. I'm enjoying this more than being bombarded by creepy guys. Right? Oh, who wouldn't, right? But it's, I want to say there have been some really nice men that I've met and that are actively interested and whatnot, but it has felt like a bit like way too broad. And now this feels more efficient and meaningful to me. This feels more meaningful to me. And don't waste time talking to people who aren't interested. If you only communicate from your business page, it's only from people who have liked your page. So much sense, so much sense. This woman is going to save me so much time. Hashtag total time saver. And there's my story I've already said. I have spent a lot of time this week talking with people that maybe because like there's this one guy, he's on a horse in his profile picture. I'm like, fabulous, right? That's amazing. Turns out he wants to talk about his divorce. I'm a counselor, but that's not what I want to do in my off time. I want to be focusing on my business. So he's still a very nice person, but I'm not going to waste my time talking to him because he's not interested, right? He didn't even like my page. So, all right. Then your valuable and compelling offer. And this is where Tara has more experience than me because, again, this is all from Tuesday. What can you give away for free that your target audience would love that is congruent with our business and products? So I'm going to start with a horse thing, and it has to be about horse health. Again, once I do the training, I know I'll have more ideas about what to say and what will be meaningful and what will be helpful, but also ties into oxidative stress in horses. So I will be doing that later. Now, rarely during this compelling offer are we going to share the link to buy. You're going to share the link to the offer, right? Like, which is the free, like she says, like 10 foods most people don't know about how to help shed pounds fast. I think she's in the weight loss industry. That's from the example. A lot of the examples that she uses are from that. So but this is how we move people from cold to warm, build credibility, and do something respected. You're just helping them, and there's no sales involved. Now, later on, it follows up, and that is true, right? But by that time, they like you, and they want to be helped by you. So it's really, really smart. It builds your list and gives you a way to see if they're interested, and then gives you an automated way to follow up, especially if you're doing it from your business page. This also positions you as a leader and expert that they're excited to buy from or join. So Tara, we're running a little short on time, but do you have anything to say about your experience with this?
I've gotten a lot of really great response from my, one thing about your lead magnet, which is your freebie,
Yep.
is that even though you can't advertise in a group, you can drop a lead magnet a lot of the times in a group. So when I am looking at my autoimmune people, I have a lot of people love survival guides or cheat sheets. And so mine is the autoimmune protocol survival guide. You know, it's not savory for us to drop a bunch of Nrf2 activation stuff in the group, but I can definitely, with people who, I'm in a diet group for autoimmune disorders, I drop that link all the time, and then it funnels people towards me, towards my page. And again, I need to tweak it, but it funnels people towards my page that are interested in healthy alternatives to managing their autoimmune disorders. Boom.
Boom. Love
right?
it.
So if I was on, how many minutes do we have, Christy?
Oh, like probably 5.
Okay, so when I think of horse industry, my big compelling thing, like I love equine massage therapists. I'm a massage therapist. I have a great like way to, you know, to start conversations with them. But what I would look at for horses and dogs would be some sort of tips to connect with your horse, you know, top 5 things that you want to watch out for good horse feed. What's another one?
Equine nutrition is my other thing that I'm on. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and so, but like, you know, there's freebies. We can brainstorm. We're going to brainstorm this stuff together as a group. In when I say the new year, after Cancun, for us, for me is the new year. When we finish getting back from Cancun, we're gonna work on our niches, and we're gonna work on what might be a freebie, and then I'd like us to all collaborate as a group, because Lori Miller, I think that Lori's demographic, she's talked about, it could be menopause, and so what 5 foods can you know, top 5 foods to help with menopause,
whatever,
something like that, like a menopausal survival guide, perimenopausal survival guide. Like I'd read that.
Right?
and what does that lead into? That leads into her story and how Nrf2 activation has helped her menopause, and she can link it while still being compliant, obviously, right? Amber and I were talking about ways to connect with your horse. Like Amber wants to write an article, a freebie about that.
Nice.
So then, you know, like, but yeah, there are ideas. And and the other thing that I was thinking is that I'm almost thinking that I should actually leave activating you and join it from Tara Finley.
Oh, okay.
From my business page.
Oh, got you. Oh, interesting. Okay, good point. Okay.
So when you're liking stuff, can you like stuff from your page? And when you're replying, you need to reply from your page. And I'm having a hard time discerning between the two. Okay. And then the one other thing that we can talk about later is like I'm just having a hard time by default messaging from my page, my page instead of from me. That's a big habit that I need to break.
I know. I agree. And I do it just so instinctively because people are reaching out for there, right? So, but I have had people reach out from my page, and then I've said like, let's move this to Messenger, and I'm like, no. And a lot of it is because I don't like the page keeps stats on you, right? Like how soon you reply and all that kind of stuff. And so I realize I have to just focus more on that. Okay, awesome. Yeah, great advice. Okay, so then we have your follow-up and close. So if you're using your offer, you connect with them as soon as they opt in. Often they have phone numbers, like you can choose whether it's your phone number or email that you want to get from them. And she recommends phoning, right? Like, so calling people, like we do it so rarely now that it's like a special touch now. Like, you know, like it's a special thing when someone calls you as opposed to text or messages. But then they'll also get automated follow-up emails. That's part of the like bigger funnel. But now you are only talking to people who are interested and know who you are, right? I think I've covered this part of my story already because I tend to mix all my stories together. I'm like, oh, let's talk about this now, and then I don't. I do this all the time in presentations. This is the 4th presentation I have given this week. They've all been other work related, but I'm like, oh my gosh. So she has social media scripts that convert, which Tara and I will share after we've done our training. Hey, Diane, thanks for downloading my autoimmune survival guide. I just wanted to reach out and see how I can help. Were you looking to whatever it's going to be, and how serious about that are you? So these are part of the scripts, right? And then, oh, we're almost done. Engaging your post content to get more engagement and interest in what you post. Understand what your target audience wants. So I had a Facebook memory come up, and most of you have already noticed. I've noticed it and commented, but it was a group photo in Vegas 10 years ago for our friend's 40th. It was quite a time. We had a fantastic time, and I haven't been back since, but going twice this year. And I zoomed in my picture, and I look so much better now, like healthier, more vibrant. Like it was even before I had kids. But so I'm like, I can use this because people love before and afters. I have already had 100 people, like I've had about at least a dozen people comment, and I've had 100 people react. And as we know, there's probably another 2 to 700 people that have seen it. And here's how I know this. So last weekend's post, when I did a 12K run, I did my usual like, hey, I'm doing a 12K run. But then I showed I had a video of this blue heron that was walking around. Well, I clicked on the blue heron video, and only about I don't know, maybe like 30 people had responded to my picture. 208 people had watched the video. So I already know now that more than 208 people have seen what I was doing. So Facebook has very interesting ways that you can track what's happening, and videos are spectacular for that. So it's just very, like, people are always watching. We keep coming back to that. People are watching, people are watching. So understand what your target audience wants. And I now have more clarity about that. Of course, I hope to attract men that want to get in shape and men that want to change their lives. But my person is who I described earlier. You can go study what other pages are posting that have a similar audience to you. So I will absolutely be doing this with the horse market, because that is my kind of with this it just seems like it's a good focus for me right now. Do not post salesy crap. She like doesn't swear at all or in anything, but she says, don't post salesy crap with your company name all over it. So my friend Jen did a wonderful testimonial about Axio for me, and I wanted to share it to my business page and to the groups. And so I let it be on so I had her make it public, and then I put it on there, but then I did hide it on my page, but then I shared it to my business page, as well as Activating You and Activating Vitality and Abundance. So that's an example of when I would hide something now, is because I don't want life vanish. I'm even thinking about when I walk across that stage in Cancun, like Tara's going to film it because she'll know what to do. And I don't want any life vantage in it. I just want me looking ecstatic and walking across the stage and feeling so proud. That's the only thing I want. And so, and then create curiosity around that. So, and Tara, I'll do the same for you, because I know that I'm pretty sure that's what you want too. Okay. And lifestyle sells. We are all in the lifestyle business. If people wanted to make 100 grand a year working 70 hours a week, they can already do that. What we want to do is make 100 grand a year working 20 hours a week, right? So the lifestyle is really important. So our trip to Cancun could not come at a better time. That trip to Vegas, so Tara and I are going to Vegas with some other friends to go to the Most Powerful Women in Network Marketing Conference in May. We're all going to be going to Vegas again. So we want to post lifestyle stuff. How has your life changed? How has it gotten better? Create curiosity around that, because absolutely this is the lifestyle as well as helping business. But as John C. Maxwell says on my thing, it's like a leader knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. There's no point of telling. There's no telling anywhere in that, right? One of the things that I want to do is be a writer. And actually, I'm going to enter a nonfiction contest in Canada by the February 29th, right? And you never tell. You always show in writing. Always, always, always. Otherwise, it's crappy writing. So don't be crappy. Don't post salesy crap. And curiosity is key. And we always ask people to PM instead of links. I posted the Axio as my power juice, right? I had 2 people like ask me, what is this? And so I PM'd them. Turns out one person's in the UK, someone I met in the keto group. And, but then I sent her biohackandactivate.com because I'm like, oh, this does something similar, right? So anyways, she watched it. We've talked about it. She's in Activating You. I'll give her some time, right? And then if you're going to share your link, it only is your valuable offer. No buy direct from me. You should not have your link even on your Facebook page. Okay. Oh, this looks weird. Okay. Anyways, Tara and I are going to do some courses. Tara's already done one. I'm going to buy the other one. And we're happy to share with what we learn. Tanya Eliza also has a mastermind group. And Tara and I have agreed, we're going to Eric Worre this year. We've agreed that we're going to go next year. So I don't have the exact date, but it looks like it'll be June in 2021. So again, you might not be ready for this, and that is okay. But if you can get anything out of this, that's why we do it, essentially. So, Tara, do you have anything else that you would like to add?
No, just really, really grateful. And Tanya, go to TanyaEliza.com. You will see her website. She has a ton of freebies there, a ton. She gives away so much value. The course, the link that I actually sent you, Christy, for the scripts that convert is it's just a PDF. So you can actually just send that along and but I'm really, really excited to do her next course. It'll be the next level. I'm excited for Christy to do the other course, and move on. And definitely, we will be definitely moving ahead with her in June. And I'm really glad, I'm grateful you're on board now.
Yeah, but it took me a year, right? It took me a year. And it's funny because now that I have, I've been posting more leadership things, I'm now getting targeted marketing, right? So yeah. I was never offered a Tanya Eliza course before. And then all of a sudden I was like, yeah, I'm like, I believe Tara. I know that I've seen what she's been doing. And I'm like, okay, I'm in. And so I took it. There we go. I was one of 300 people on the call. And
what was the course called?
Oh, it was the 6 steps. I think it was just called 6 steps to, leveraging your, I can't remember, okay. But the replay, I still have access to the replay. It's the one that you sent me, the replay.
Oh,
anyways, but I have the link in my email because she sent it to all the participants, and I'll post that in Team Vitality and Team Aloha.
Perfect. And then the funnel one, the tagging, the social, the one that I sent you in Facebook Messenger is another replay one.
Yeah.
It's anyways, we can send those along. And good night, everybody. And I hope you enjoyed the replay.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
High five. Bye.
Bye.